Welcome.
Entonces son las 7:04 y para respetar el tiempo de todos, vamos a ya comenzar. Bienvenidos.
We do have Spanish and sign language interpretation for the evening.
Tenemos interpretación en español y en lenguaje de señas esta noche.
And so we're going to go ahead and move into our interpretation rooms so that we can get started with the meeting.
Y entonces vamos a entrar a nuestras salas de interpretación para que podamos iniciar la reunión.
So if you look at the screen where there's the little globe, you can click there. And if you don't have a globe, click more and you'll find the globe. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to our first meeting for the 2005-2006 school year. Super excited that everybody is here. I want to take 1 second to introduce myself, although you'll hear a little bit more from me later. My name is Mary Beth Mansaranis, and I'm the Family Support Services Coordinator for MCPS, and I work in the Special Education Department. My goal is to support families, and so if you need anything, I'm the one for you to try to connect with. And again, I'll be speaking a little bit later on this evening. Right now, we do have a full agenda for you tonight. And we're going to hear a lot more about what's been happening in MCPS and ways that we can support families and so that you guys know what's happening. But what we're going to do to start with is we're going to do some intros. So we're going to hear from our MCPS staff first, and then we're going to hear from our SECAC co-chairs that are the parents. And I'll let them speak for themselves. But at this point, if we could hear from Dr. Jenkins.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Tyree Jenkins. I am the Executive Director of the Division of Specialized Support Services. I am a former State Director of the Office of Special Education for New Mexico Public Education Department. And before that, I served as a state literacy specialist around the science of reading. Very new and very excited to be at MCPS to partner with Dr. Margaret Cage, our Chief Student Support Officer, and also moving the mission and the vision of Dr. Taylor, the superintendent. Very excited to be here and also to support our CCAC chairpersons as they continue to move forward the work of special education. It's nice to meet you all.
Good evening. I am Lisa Gaillard-Jones, 3 weeks in Associate Superintendent of Special Education for Montgomery County Public Schools, 25 years within Montgomery County, teaching at all levels, middle, high school, and elementary school, and an administrator at the elementary and secondary level. Excited to take on this challenge to, yes, enforce the vision and mission of Montgomery County Public Schools and that of student services. Happy to be here.
Hi, good evening. I'm Erica Williams. I'm the Director for Special Education, Pre-K and Related Services. This is my second year in this role, and so I'm very happy to be here with you again this evening and to be a part of SECAC. I thank you all for being here this evening, and as I said before, a lot of great work is done here. A lot of great information is shared each month, so glad to be here again. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jada Langston, the new Director for Special Education Services. This is my 4th day on the job, so I have been enjoying and learning. Former principal in Montgomery County Public Schools, 4 years at RICA. Prior to that, began my educational journey in North Carolina as an elementary school teacher and moved up and did a little bit of everything and came to Montgomery County Public Schools as a former principal from DC Public Schools and Baltimore City Schools, was a counselor and a coordinator prior to going into administration. So I'm very excited to be a part of this journey with our families and just learning more about them. Thank you, chairpersons, for continuing this great work, and I look forward to joining in that work with you this year.
Good evening. I'm Jada Langston. I'm the new Director for Special Education, Pre-K and Related Services. This is my 4th day on the job, so glad to be here again. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Cynthia Webb. I'm the Special Education Supervisor in the Department of Special Education Services. I won't tell you how long I've been around, but it's been a while. I'm delighted to be here this evening, and thank you, Mary Beth, Amy, Jen Fang, and Brooke for all of the work you do to support our families and our children.
Thank you so much. I think we have a lot of MCPS staff here, so I'm going to actually move into the SECAC chairpersons, and I'm pretty sure that Dr. Jen Fang was not able to make it today, but I believe Amy and Brooke are both here. So can we hear from the two of you, please?
Okay, I guess I'll go first, even though Amy's name is there first. All right, my name is Brooke Levy, and I am a mother of 3 children, 2 of whom are out of MCPS at this time, who did not receive special education services, and then my third, who was 17 in high school at Seneca Valley High School, who does receive special education services. I am also my other hat in my job is I'm the executive director of the Down Syndrome Network of Montgomery County. So I am responsible for supporting people with Down syndrome and their families from birth through or pre-birth, in some cases through aging. And so, however, my daughter is the transitional youth age. So that is an area that I'm very excited about. And I know that that Ms. Cochran is on here, who I speak with often just for work. And I'm really excited to see so many new faces within MCPS, and I'm excited to connect with all of you to learn more about what you're doing. And I'm looking forward to supporting other families who are going through whatever it is that we as parents of children who need special education services to be successful in school, and to work with you to ensure that that is happening for all of you. So welcome everyone, and I'm excited for this year.
Amy,
Hi,
you're up.
everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Bloom. It's really nice to see so many returning faces. Welcome to our new members. We hope you keep coming back. To our new central office folks, we're really happy to have you on board. And also thank you for all the shout outs that you gave to the co-chairs. It's really nice to feel appreciated. We have 2 boys. Our older son just started at BCC, and he receives inclusion special education support. So anyone going through those transition years, we totally get it. And we know that for some of us, the start of the school year is a little bumpy. So I hope everyone is settled in now. If you're not, let us know how we can support you. I actually have a background in education also, and after a big break from the public school classroom, I'm now teaching adult ESOL at Montgomery College, and it's a really nice place to be. So I'm happy to, as Brooke says, to have yet another hat on. And so, yeah, we're really glad that everyone's here. We hope that you find these meetings informative and encouraging and comforting, and whatever else you might need during this time. So thanks.
Thank you so much. And yes, parents, it's really important at the tail end of this meeting around 8 o'clock or so, there'll be lots of opportunity for you to interact with the co-chairs as, fellow parents. You've just met them. And really have some conversation about areas of support you might need. We also have a survey this year at the end of this meeting. It's just a way for us to figure out how to best start planning meetings that really meet the needs of, we have a very diverse community in terms of disabilities and socioeconomic status and, race and everything else, right? So we want to make sure that when we have these meetings, we're addressing what parents are really in need of. So I'll plead for that a little bit more later. But Derek, if you could advance the slide. Hopefully you all received this in the message that we sent out, but we are actually at the part of the agenda where we're going to hear from our Chief of Specialized Support Services. Unfortunately, she is, I believe, still in a meeting, but fortunately, we have Dr. Jones, who is the new Associate Superintendent, who's going to be able to share the presentation with us and to give us some insight and some information. And I say that with a little asterisk, not because she's not amazing, but because she's also literally just stepped into the role. We have a lot of changes happening. And so we're super excited to hear from her and, hear how the school system has set itself up to support families. So in lieu of Dr. Cage, we're going to have Dr. Jones. You prefer that, right? Not Dr. Gilliard Jones?
Yeah, Jones is fine. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. And the mic is yours.
All right, thank you. Will you be advancing the slides or do I need to share my screen?
Yeah, Derek is advancing. If you just ask him to move it on, he will move it on.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Our theme that is presented is Future Ready Special Education, which will speak about status, alignment, and next steps. Next slide, please. What we provide is a pictogram so that you know there are a lot of new faces, as been stated. And so we want to let you know what division that they are part of and how you can reach out. Here you see our chief, Dr. Margaret Cage. You've met Dr. Jenkins, who's our executive director, myself, and Mr. Robert Bird, our fiscal supervisor. Next slide, please. In addition to that, we have specialized support services leadership, and that includes other directors, which is Dr. Cruz, Director of Counseling Services, Dr. Connolly Chester, Director of Psychological Services, Dr. Shauna K. Jornberry, Director of Student Engagement and Behavioral Health, as well as Mr. Stephen Neff, Director of Student Support and Attendance Services. And Stephanie Wallace is Supervisor of Wellbeing and Social Work. Next slide, please. And so when we look at the Division of Special Education, we have our directors, which is Dr. Vernetta Christian for compliance. You've met Ms. Jada Langston this evening, Director of Special Education. You've also met Ms. Erica Williams, who's been on this panel, Director of Special Education Pre-Kindergarten Services. Ms. Julie Hall is our Director of Special Education Services, Systems and Management, and Ms. Joanne Hoffman, Supervisor of Central Placement. Next slide, please. Ms. Jada Langston is the Director of Special Services, and with that, we have Ms. Ashley Doyle, Alternative Learning Outcomes. I was about to say ALO. We're so good with acronyms in Montgomery County. Kristen Erickson, Supervisor of Autism Unit. Dr. Webb introduced herself. We have Ms. Kelly Geron, Supervisor of Special Design Curriculum. Ms. Patricia Cochran, Supervisor of Transition Services. Ms. Erica Williams, Director of Special Education Pre-Kindergarten Service. Ms. Samantha Smith, Supervisor of Hearing and Vision. Mr. William McGrath, Supervisor of Physical Disabilities. Ms. Shelley McGough, Supervisor of Speech and Language Services. And yes, this deck will be shared with you so that you can use our Pictionary to find us. And Ms. Faith Fisher, Supervisor of Child Find and Early Childhood Programs. Next slide, please. Mission, vision, and our strategic alignment. Next slide, please. To give you an overview, our mission is in fact to deliver high impact inclusive support that will empower our students with disabilities to engage fully, think critically, and develop the resilience to thrive in learning and in life. And for our mission, our overall vision, which is that includes that of Montgomery County, unleashing our potential, is that it's a success for all. We'll support students with disabilities to achieve meaningful academic, social, and emotional growth. And how would we know that they're doing this? Because they'll be graduating and entering the workforce ready to thrive with the skills, confidence, and resilience to succeed in their communities and beyond. We value guided learning, respect, relationships, excellence, and equity because we strive to create environments where students with disabilities are included as well as supported. Next slide, please. With that being said, our strategic priorities is to close the performance gap and improve outcomes for our students. We're looking at disproportionality, creating and implementing processes and structures so that outcomes are not predictable by race, and expand and support inclusive opportunities for students to receive educational services in their least restrictive environment. Next slide, please. By doing this, we do have equity commitments. In other words, we are committed to advancing racial equity and social justice by closing opportunity and achievement gaps, disrupting disproportionality, and ensuring that every student has the tools and supports. And with that equity commitment, we're going to address disproportionality by actively monitoring and dismantling the longstanding national trend of over-identifying students of color as having emotional or intellectual disabilities and the disproportionate suspension rate. Additionally, we're going to build capacity through our professional learning, and it's going to be job-embedded coaching, as well as school-based staff will receive multi-tiered responses and supports. We're going to look at our child find processes, nonviolent crisis intervention, as well as our behavior intervention practices. And we will strengthen academic outcomes for students that do receive special ed services. And how are we doing this? Through our cross-functional collaboration. So you'll hear more about our cross-functional teams as they visit this various regions of our school district and supply that support in academics and behavior, as well as social emotional development. And we will expand equitable access for critical resources as well as opportunities. Next slide, please. With that being said, all of this is aligned with the strategic plan. We have our MCPS Future Ready strategic plan, as well as the Maryland Blueprint for Maryland Futures. And this year, Maryland also has a special education focus, which is called Maryland Transforms, which will also be employed. Next slide, please. MCPS, we know we do have some challenges within special education. Next slide, please. And our challenges include that of achievement and readiness, in which we look at early childhood outcomes, our proficiency rates, and our significant gaps. Our next area or theme is that of equity and inclusion, in which we're looking at our LREs, and we are targeting the understanding of our missed instruction across all grade bands, as well as accountability. Unfortunately, we do have an increase in our state complaints. So within the last 2 years, we've gone from 20 state complaints to 125. For due process, we've gone from 200 to 2,172 due process requests. With that, the focus is the identification of IEP development, service delivery, and evaluation timelines. And what that has yielded is private placement cost. The current check that was written was for $57.5 million for the school year 2025. So the school year just ended. And for settlements, the check was written for $2.4 million. So we have some work to do. And that is the overuse of alternative assessments, excessive physical restraint, and our need for stronger accountability measures. Those are our current challenges. Next slide, please. But we will do some monitoring. What does our monitoring look like? Next slide. There is a state report card as well as 18 indicators for special education that we are assessed on. And it's important that you know that you will receive this slide because these are the areas in which our focus will be on. Next slide. The good news of the slides is that we do have areas to celebrate. In other words, our graduation rate, we've met indicator status, dropout, proficiency rate for reading and math in the 4th and 8th grade, as well as high school reading, our suspension rate, educational environment, disproportionate representation ages from 6 to 21, disappropriate representation disability categories by race, early childhood transition, and secondary transition. So we must celebrate those things because currently we are doing them well. There's still room for improvement, but they're working. Next slide, please. This also, because of those areas that we're not doing so well, we've had to create an improvement plan. And here you'll note the areas for the improvement plan, and that's our state assessments for high school reading and math, the proficiency and state assessments for high school math, and alternative assessments for 4th, 8th, and high school reading and math. There is a gap in proficiency for 4th and 8th graders, looking at school age least restrictive environment, as well as preschool least restrictive environment, child outcome summary, parent survey response rate, parent survey results, as well as alternative assessments, the participation in those assessments. Next slide, please. The next 4 slides include our indicator report card, in which you'll see, for example, this one, and this goes along with the previous slide with the improvement plan. We're required to focus on them. Where can parents find the data being shared on the challenges and successes? That chart will come within this presentation. State assessments 3B, proficiency rate for children with IEPs against grade level academic achievement. You'll see on the left each grade level, the area, the state target, and the highlighted areas. One highlight for the high school, you see 11.06. That's why that's a focus area for us to work on. Next slide, please. Here's also the example for proficiency rate 3C, children with alternative academic achievement standards. That's the next area for our improvement plan. Next slide, please. Our gap in proficiency rates for children with IEPs and all students against grade level academic achievement standards. You see our performance there as well for our improvement plan. Next slide, please. And our indicator report card for parent survey, we have to do an improvement plan. We do need to hear from you parents so we know, and we are graded for your response rate so that you are aware. Next slide, please. And the disproportionality. So we're almost there, but we're not there for suspensions and expulsions of students ages 6 through 21 with IEPs by race and ethnicity. Next slide, please. So what are our strategies for improvement? Next slide. We're going to do professional development, and our focus is on achievement and readiness for proficiency for our students with disabilities, as well as reducing suspension and expulsion risk rates for Black and African American students with IEPs, and to increase the percentage of students with disabilities that are served in the general education setting. Next slide, please. Our professional learning for our staff will include goal writing, restorative justice practices, behavior and discipline strategies, wraparound service and partnerships, so we'll be back to talk about that some more. Best practices for developing and implementing FBAs, which are functional behavior assessments, and BIPs, which is your behavior intervention plans, culturally competence training, as well as utilizing co-teaching as a strategy for providing specifically designed instruction. Next slide, please. Because we value your partnership and we cannot do it without you. Next slide, please. Here are some parent resources. Ask MCPS. Who do you call? There's a link there, including our Pictionary, our SECAC landing page, our MCPS Family Support Center. Coming soon will be our Special Education Resource Fair, as well as our PEP virtual workshops. And here, Maryland State Department of Education Local Family Support Service coordinators. That information is also provided. Next slide, please. Coming January 2026, we're excited that the Department of Student Services will be providing a newsletter, and that will keep you up to date with what is going on in our department. And so we're looking forward to all of you joining that link so that you can stay informed with us. Next slide, please. As always, we thank you for your support, and we look forward to our continued collaboration with you as we support our students with IEPs in Montgomery County Public Schools. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Take care.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones. We appreciate that. We did have a couple of questions in the chat, which I believe that we have responded to.
Okay.
Parents, you will receive this presentation, which will include the slides that Dr. Jones just went through. So hopefully that will answer the questions that have been asked. Are there any other questions that folks might have related to the information that was just presented? I know that it was hard. We always struggle with how to introduce all of the many folks that work to support your kids. And so, oh, sorry. And so the pictograph, it will hopefully assist in that way as well. There is a question, Dr. Jones or anyone who wants to take it, that says, are SE students exempt from the tardiness policy?
Exempt, no, we still have to follow school policy as well. I would encourage that if the tardiness is due to, let's say, a medical reason, to please let the school know, provide a note, so it can be notated in the system.
Okay. Well, as you can see by the screen and the curls, that's me. That's up next. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Beth Mansaranis. I'm the Family Support Services Coordinator. For those of you who have been around a little bit, you know that I am a former MCPS teacher and principal who retired in 2022 and came back 3 months later to do this job in a temporary part-time basis. But here I am, and I love every second of it. So the next slide, Derek, please. So I do have a distribution list. And if you go to the website, you'll see there's a QR code there. This link will take you there to the actual form. What this will do is will allow me to sort of narrow like who's receiving the information, because I know that you all receive a lot of emails, a lot of information from your schools and from the county. But if you are looking for information about workshops that might be going on or information around SECAC or any of those things, sign up for the distribution list and I will be sure to, whenever I send out emails, you'll be included on it. Also on my webpage, I include workshops, trainings, and community resources. And I think the important thing here for you all to know is that they're not always Montgomery County workshops, right? Like there are wonderful organizations throughout the state of Maryland that offer workshops for families that are incredibly beneficial. So while we do not, as a school system, endorse anybody in particular, we do think it's important for you to be aware of what's out there because everybody has different needs, right? And your kids have different needs. And so the more you know, right? So when you go to the webpage, you'll see if there's any updated workshops that are coming, whether they're mine or someone else's. I like to share them. But if you do sign up also to be on the distribution list, you will get a direct email with those links. We do have 2 social media pages. I'm sure some folks have, oh, Derek, you left me. I'm sure some people have certain feelings about how social media is working these days, and I don't blame you, but we really do want to try to reach as many of you as possible. So for now, we do have the MCPS Special Education page on Facebook, and we also have the MCPS MD Special Ed on X, and we always post flyers for upcoming workshops there as well. So if you don't want to receive the emails, but you want to be informed, maybe, become a member of the Facebook or X page, follow those. So I really do want you all to know that I'm here for you. My position is directly aligned with the state's Family Support Center and their goals around involving parents in their child's education and providing information about training and resources. So the best way to do that is for us to stay connected. So I look forward to working with you this year and hope that I can be of some support. At this point in the meeting, we generally reach out to some of our community partners, and I was able to speak with a couple of folks today, so I know we do have some friends who are here. So I'm pretty sure that Rockville is here. I'm pretty sure that X Minds is here. And so I know that Autism Society is not here, but maybe we'll start with Sharon and then work our way to Melanie. And then Brooke, I don't know if you have things for Down Syndrome Network to share as well.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sharon Norcio, and I used to work with Montgomery County Recreation, and I jumped ship and came to the city of Rockville. It's been almost a year already. It's unbelievable that it's that fast, but I am the Program Access Supervisor for Rockville Recreation and Parks. Rockville Recreation and Parks created this position because they wanted to do a better job of providing opportunities for individuals with disabilities to play in the city. So we offer inclusive programs and lots of supports and adaptations to go with that. One of the fun things we've been able to do, and we'll have it out this weekend, is we have a sensory tent at our big events. So we have lots of information in the tent, as well as just a place if a family comes to one of the events to be able to just take a break. When we had it out at our hometown holidays event over Memorial Day weekend, we had over 150 visitors. So not all at one time, but we did have people, trickle in. Some were people just that were curious. We had some families that came and stayed for 15 minutes. We had one mom who was just having a hard day, and she stayed with me for a good while with her two kids. And by the time they left, everybody was in a better place. So that makes my heart feel really good, knowing that people can come to our activities and fully engage in them. We're also continuing to do staff training so that our community center staff, our pool staff, our event staff are more comfortable with people with disabilities and able to sort of ask questions that can be more helpful rather than being nervous about it. So we will continue to rev up our staff training, as well as I'm working with our playground team. So every time playgrounds are getting renovated, they're a little bit better, a little more friendly, and a little more inclusive. So very excited about that. Next month, I'm hoping that Montgomery County Rec's new rec specialist will be on board. Megan was the one who used to come right after I left, and Megan was transferred out. Her husband is in the military, and they were transferred to Colorado. So she left. The position has been filled by a former MCPS staff who is also a rec seasonal staff. So Brooke will be coming on hopefully next month. She'll be on board and ready to join. But MoCo Rec is doing good things too. I know they have a karaoke party tomorrow night, and there's lots of good things going on. Hang
Thank
on, I
you.
just got a text that I want to see.
Okay, Sharon, are you finished? I'm
Okay.
sorry. And
So,
we'll move on.
so I just got a text about there is a little bit of a delay. So there is somebody from Montgomery County Rec listening on. So I don't know if if she wants to speak up or not, but
So
Montgomery
Kayla
County
did
Rec is
share,
doing
yeah,
well.
Kayla did share in the chat about how people can sign up for updates through the therapeutic rec newsletter and how to do so.
Perfect.
So
Yes.
I definitely recommend that, you guys. There are some great programs out there.
All right.
Yes,
Thanks.
and Brooke, and hi, this is Kayla
Mhm.
Kavukas from Montgomery County Rec. We have Amanda DiFilippo on the line as well. I don't think her microphone is working. We were so sad to see Megan have to move on. Brooke is with us. She has started with us already. I got to hang out with her at our therapeutic recreation family swim night last weekend, which was really fun and exciting. Some updates on our end. Just a fun note that winter registration will open on November 18th. We have lots of availability in our therapeutic recreation kids day out program. So that provides safe and structured programming on those non-school days. You can check out activemontgomery.org. I can put the program number in the chat. But you can also go to MoCo Rec and search all of this, search the guide. Fall registration still has some classes available. Again, you can sign up for the newsletter. And I'm just checking Amanda, who has updated. Yes, Brooke is seasonal staff. Yes, working on the position. I love all of these things. Yeah, those are the big updates from Montgomery County Recreation. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. I think we have Melanie or Melanie's from X-Minds here as well.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mary Beth. I am happy to be here tonight. I'm Melanie Carlos, Executive Director of Partnership for Extraordinary Minds, or X-Minds for short. We're a parent-led nonprofit supporting families with autistic students in Montgomery County. Since 2009, we've been helping parents and caregivers navigate special education, and we provide a community of support. I found X-Minds about 15 years ago when my son was first diagnosed with autism, and it was a lifeline for me, and I think for him too, throughout his MCPS education. Now I am happy to report that he is in his first week of classes at Drexel University, and believe me, it was a long journey to get him there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you. So, as parents, we know how challenging the IEP process can be. So, our aim is to educate others so they can be good advocates for their children. We know that if our kids are unhappy in school and don't have a good educational experience, they will not thrive or succeed. So, two upcoming events I want to let you know about. One is the kickoff to our monthly webinar series on Wednesday, October 15th at 7 p.m. It's called Unpacking an Autism Diagnosis, Understanding the Why and Navigating What's Next. Then on Sunday, October 26th, we'll have our first ever fall fundraiser. We've invited community partners to provide activities from kids yoga, Dungeons and Dragons, to soccer and fitness classes. I can guarantee that there will be something for everybody in the family. All those proceeds go directly to helping us keep our core programming free throughout the year. So tickets are available on our website, xminds.org, which is also chock full of information about autism, special education, and local resources. So please check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do we have any more community partners here this evening?
I was just going to speak a little bit about
Yeah.
what's going on with the Down Syndrome Network of Montgomery County. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm also, in addition to being one of the co-chairs of SECAC, I'm also in my day job, sometimes evening or often evening job. I'm the executive director of the Down Syndrome Network of Montgomery County. And as a part of that, we offer a ton of programs. We offer events, we offer parent speaker series. And I just wanted to share with you a couple programs and events that are coming up. In October, we have a two-part series as a part of our speaker series for parents and caregivers on IEPs, both on the anatomy of an IEP and also just the IEP process. And we are partnering with the Parents Place of Maryland to do this workshop. And they've been, they have a lot of wonderful resources if you have not looked at their website. The other piece, and I'm going to share this in the chat. I've got all of the links all set in my chat, ready to hit return in a minute. If you want to keep up with all of the different programming, because we do have programming for different ages and activities and for families, you can receive our our weekly update, and I'm putting that link in here as well. We also have our largest event of the year coming up on October 25th. And that is our Step Up for Down Syndrome Walk and Celebration. I know that we usually get several MCPS staff members that come, and I know that there's several of you who are new, so you probably didn't get invitations when we sent them out. I know, and it's a lot of fun. You will see students you know. They'll all come running up to you, give you hugs, and families always appreciate seeing MCPS staff members. However, it's also a wonderful community event. We have it's kind of like a fair type event. We have a stage, we have music, dancing with a DJ, a well-loved DJ from actually two well-loved DJs from our special education community.
DJ Anderson?
We do have DJ Anderson. And then we also have, so we also have Aaron Anderson, who does a lot for our community, who does not have Down syndrome. And then, and it's a wonderful day. So I would love to invite any and all of you to join us. That one does cost some money to go to because it's a fundraiser and celebration, but the other ones are free. And I just want to welcome all of you. So thanks for letting me add that information, and I'll share this in just a moment.
Sure. And I just see that Kim, actually from Parents Place in Maryland, has raised her hand. So
Oh.
hopefully Kim has something to share as well.
I didn't realize someone from Parents Place in Maryland was here.
Mhm.
Oh, she
Where'd go?
disappeared. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, Parents Place in Maryland was here.
And I will say that we are also working to offer, we also offer some Spanish only parent and caregiver workshops, and I'll get that information to you, Mary Beth, so that you can put it on your website when I have those dates and links.
Here, sorry, I was having trouble unmuting. I'm on my phone.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim Birnbaum. I'm with Parents Place of Maryland, and we are growing at the moment. And I'm in a new role. We are dividing ourselves into regions, and my region includes Montgomery County. I'm the family partner supervisor for Howard, Montgomery, and Prince George's County. So I wanted to come on tonight and introduce myself. And thank you so much, Brooke, for sharing about the IP clinic that's coming up. I appreciate that. And, you know, we are here to help families navigate new diagnosis, if they need help getting ready for an IEP meeting, resolving, you know, issues that they're having with the schools. We are here, and we are a free resource for parents.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Derek. I believe that, yes, that we are now in the next section. I'm going to introduce Kelly Jerome, and I'm literally just going to say Kelly, and she can hop on and tell you all who she is. Unless she's not able to be heard. I see you, but you're muted. Let's see. Derek, can we override her? Can we help her? Oh, there you are. All right, Kelly, you're unmuted. No?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm having tech difficulties, but we'll get through it. Hi, everyone. It's really good to see you again this year. I hope that your kids have had a successful start to the year. Derek, if you can go to the next slide. I've seen some questions in the chat. This is our who to call document. It does need a little update as we had our new DSDS director, Jada, start on Monday, so we will get that updated for you. If you were at the back to school fair, this is the same one we passed out. Feel free to save it on your phone with the QR code, or you can link and save it on your computer or print it. It is divided up by clusters, so when you hear us refer to those cross-functional teams, that's kind of the new buzzwords when we used to use those area supervisor terms. So now we're talking cross-functional teams. There's a lot more of them, which means we have fewer schools, which means more support for you and your students. The yellow highlighted areas on the sheet do tell you who your central office special education contact people are for your school. As usual, it's divided up by cluster. So if you're not a high school parent, if you know the feeder high school, you'll see your elementary or middle school in it. It also has our program supervisors in it. For instance, if your child is in extension, school community based, learning for independence, Ashley Doyle and her team are on there. Social emotional special education services, Dr. Ives and her team are on there. And then autism, Chris Erickson and her team are on there. And then we have all the other wonderful supports in central office special education. So like I said, please book that. That's our how do you get in touch with us document. Thanks, Mary Beth.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think at this point we're actually at the section about public comment. Amy, Brooke, one of you guys want to take that, or do you want me to explain this?
You can, it's fine.
Okay. So we do every month, for those of you who attend like back to school, I mean, Board of Education meetings, there's always time for public comment. And so this is the link in the form for you to do so. We do have a couple of reminders, right, that we do the public comment for the good of the order. So we don't want to be super specific about a difficulty you're having with your child at your school. If something like that comes up, it's more appropriate to reach out to either the special ed coordinator that's listed on the document that Kelly just shared with you, or to reach out to me. But oftentimes we have families who have really great concerns, like it might be around transportation, it might be around access to, sports, it might be around like the grading policy. Whatever the case is, you might have something to share, and we definitely want to hear it. So just don't include personal information. We do limit it to 3 minutes, and we do not respond. And I think that's always the hardest thing for people, right? Because we don't respond in the moment. We do use that information to, sort of reflect and then respond to the person. And when the response is appropriate for like, oh yeah, we should have a whole workshop on this, or we should have an entire meeting to discuss this, that is what we'll do. But public comment is really a chance for you all to share, but it's not a time for us to respond. So it's important for you guys to know that part, because people don't always love that, to be honest. I think that we're just a little bit ahead of schedule. So I know that we have a lot of MCPS staff on, and I don't know if you all want to take the moment to say hello and introduce yourself. If I could just get a quick like thumbs up or down. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But I think there are definitely parents here who are like, hey, who's who? Like, names are great, but faces are even better. So if there is anyone here who'd like to come off mic to introduce themselves, I mean, we would love to hear from you. And if not, we'll start to segue. Go ahead, Pat. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Pat Cochran. I'm the supervisor for secondary transition services. So we work with students age 14 and on up until 21. And we are in every high school and run several parent meetings. I put a link to our flyer for our tips, which is transition information for parents and students, into the chat. Please join us. We had a very successful evening last night on SSI and SSDI. This year, we're starting something new. We're also going to have in-person coffees once a month around the county, just to invite parents in to look at the DDA, Developmental Disability Administration process, and assist with getting those applications done. So check out our website, give us a call, and welcome.
Thank you. Ashley?
Thank you and good evening, everyone. I'm Ashley Doyle. I'm the Special Education Supervisor for Alternate Learning Outcome Services, which are specifically school community-based services, Learning for Independence services, Extension services, and the Rock Terrace School. Great to see everyone.
Wonderful. I think I see Aaron's name next.
I'm Aaron Hollinger. I'm one of the coordinators for special education. I work with the Sherwood and WJ cluster, as well as Rock Terrace and Carl Sandburg.
Thank you. So I'm just getting a sign that says people have their hand raised. So I can't figure out who's next. So somebody come off and we'll have a little duel perhaps. Maybe Samantha, I think, is next.
Sure. Good morning. Good evening, everyone. I'm Samantha Smith. I am the Supervisor of Hearing and Vision Services. I am new to MCPS, but this work is dear to my heart, so I'm looking forward to collaborating with all from MCPS.
Thank you. Branch Flu is how you're showing up on my screen.
Oh, hi, good evening. I'm Floyd Branch, Special Education Coordinator with Rockville and Clarksburg. Good to be back in this space. I actually presented to SECAC when I was an instructional specialist for restorative approaches. Yeah. So good to see you all again. And I've actually worked with X-Minds as well and did a presentation for them as well. So good to be back in the space.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Jenna Patterson.
Hi, yes, there's two Jennas on the cross-functional team. I'm Jenna Patterson, and I'm proud to serve the schools in the Springbrook and Paint Branch clusters, and happy to be part of this work as well. Thanks so much for everything this evening.
Wonderful, thank you. And then I think in the interest of time, I'm so appreciative of so many of you who want to participate, but maybe we can just hear from the directors at this point and then move into our next section. So are there any other directors on the call who would like?
Sure. My name is Dr. Christina Chester. My email is under Dr. Christina Connolly Chester. I'm the Director of Psychological Services. I oversee the school psychologist, the Recovery and Academic Program, or RAP, for high school students who are receiving substance use support, the Bilingual Assessment Team that supports students who speak a language other than English, who need support with getting a special education evaluation, and also the crisis support services in the county and that's for all students when crisis events happen in the schools, and my team goes out and provides support in all schools for that.
Thank you.
And good evening,
And
everyone.
then is Steve here?
Yep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Neff. I'm the Director of Student Support and Attendance Services. I supervise the pupil personnel workers, or PPWs, that provide support to every MCPS school. It's nice to be with you tonight.
Thank you so much.
I'm the Director of Special Education Systems and Management, which covers all of the staffing and budgeting, as well as medical assistance, the online IEP system in which all of our data is stored, as well as the autism waiver. Good to be with you this evening.
Thanks, Julie. Well, at this point, thank you again to all MCPS staff listening to our co-chairs. I mean, certainly you're welcome to stay, but this is our chance for parents to, you know, share some information. We do have a survey at the end as well, which it is part of the presentation, but I'm also going to stick it in the chat